Welcome to the 10-Minute Treasure. My name is Jeff Pospisil, and in this video, I'm going to look at what it looks like to donate cattle or livestock to a church or charity. And why this might be a good idea. A lot of our churches and our charities, they have farmers and ranchers tied to them, and it can be a really positive thing if instead of them cutting a check, they would instead donate livestock or grain. So let's go ahead and look into that. I want to give an example of what this might look like so we can see the impact to both the church and the rancher. So imagine we have a rancher, he dedicates 5 calves to the church and he's going to raise those calves and eventually they're going to be sold as yearlings. So it'll cost him $2,500 in input costs, and transportation costs, stuff like that. And the value when they're yearlings is going to be right around 5,790. That's what I'm going to go with. All right, so if the rancher sells those and then gives the proceeds to the church, here's what it looks like. The rancher's going to see $3,290 of taxable income. So that's the sale price minus the input costs. So there's going to be $987 of taxes. So that has to include the self-employment as well as the income tax. And the church, if they receive the net of the sale price minus the taxes, that's $4,803. So $4,803, and it had cost the rancher $3,487. So that's the input costs plus the taxes. All right, now if instead of them selling the calves, they donate them to the church and the church sells them, and this is an important thing, whether it's grain or cattle, the farmer or the rancher has to actually give up control of the grain or the cattle in order for it to be a gift. And the church has to, or the charity has to actually be the one that has the authority to sell it. So um, the farmer donates the yearlings, so they're going to experience a $2,500 loss because they just eat the input cost. So it's going to actually reduce their overall tax bill by $750. And then the church is going to receive the full amount. They're going to receive the full $5,790. But the cost of the rancher, you're going to have that $2,500 plus the tax savings. It's just going to bring the cost of the rancher down to $1,750. So again, you can see that the church or the charity is going to receive more, and the cost of the rancher, because of the tax effect, is going to be significant. So here is what it's going to look like typically is that you're going to go ahead and bring your cattle to the sale barn. And when you're there, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tell them that these cattle are the church's cattle and they're going to be in the church's name. So the church is actually going to be the one that sells those ones at the sale barn. So you're going to want to also have talked to somebody at the church, by the way, as well. Um, when they're sold, then the money is going to go right to the church, and the church will get some kind of a statement. And when the church gets that statement and that gets that check, what they should go ahead and do is they should go ahead and acknowledge the gift. You don't have to have the IRS specific language here that says no goods or services besides intangible religious benefits were received. The reason you don't have to do this is it doesn't count as a charitable contribution. It just lowers their income. So it's going to look like this, that you acknowledge what you received. So I said 5 Angus Hereford mixed yearlings, and we received it on this date at the Lewistown livestock auction, and we sold it for this amount. And that's a good thing too. And if you have a copy of that statement that you received from the sale barn, I would probably include a copy of that too, just so that they have them for their records as well. And it would just reinforce it that this really happened. So, all right, there are some variations of this, and I've talked it over with some people and I've read about them, but I didn't talk it over with people that have actually done it. So some of this is kind of I'm going to be a little short on details on it. So a variation of this would be is imagine that the church buys calves, whether they buy them directly from a farm family connected to the church, or maybe they buy replacement calves for $100, $150 each, I think is what they cost. And then you have families from the church raise them. And wouldn't it be cool to even have like a church brand so that you could have a branding party maybe in the month of May, get the church together and go ahead and brand the calves with the church brand. That would be cool. And then by the time you end up getting it the sale barn, it's already a cow that you already own, and so there's no confusion on who gets credited for that sale. It goes to the church. Um, I think James Valley Christian does that, so that's in Huron. I think that's one of the things they do. So, like I said, this is probably a little bit theoretical for me, but they would might be a good source, and I'll put a link to them in the description. All right, I hope that has helped you, and I really do hope that more people think about doing this. If you have cattle, or pork or something like that, that this might be a good way for you um, to give in a way that is smart, so you can give more and it'll also cost you less. All right, till next time.